I was on my way home, almost home, literally like 2 minutes away, and the police pulled me over.
Right here, pull left.
Hey,
Hello, how you
off the
doing?
board, Cobb County Police Department.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's going on, man?
No, my mom just texted me.
Because you took forever at the light, and then you've been just all over the road ever since.
Ciao. Yo, so knowing Devontae just being so goofy and like crazy, emotional. When he said that he went to jail, at first I thought he was lying. Cause like, went to jail for what? Goofy?
Yeah, my mom she called me and she wanted me to do something. So.
Where are you coming from?
I just left from downtown.
Is that from downtown?
Mhm.
Have you been drinking it all tonight?
I had a drink, just one drink.
Just one drink?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Need my license?
Yeah.
Okay.
But once he said it was for a DUI, so first of all, I have followed Devontae driving many times where I'm in my vehicle, he's in his. He swerves constantly, sober, swerve, keep the blinker on for like 30 miles. He don't give a shit, okay? So if I was a police, I would have been pulled Devontae over for a DUI. So I was like, this some bullshit, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna call you back because I just got pulled over.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right, man. You mind blowing in an alcometer?
Oh yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, cool. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Or, matter of fact, just go ahead and step out.
Okay.
All right. So, big deep breath. Blow, 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 blow. Come on, blow. Blow, 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 blow.
And he got me out through all these tests, and I guess I was stumbling a little bit. I mean, we was on a hill, and earlier that day I had took some pre-workout. I also think all of that contributing to the reason why it seems like I was drunk, but I wasn't drunk.
And then he's not the most coordinated. So imagine Devontae doing a field sobriety test on a hill at night. This was just, what's a good word I'm looking for? It was some bullshit, we'll say that. But I really thought it was funny.
2007, 2008.
Same thing as before, big deep breath, and then blow until I tell you to stop, all right?
All right.
Blow, 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 blow. Got it. Okay. Good? You were like staring off into space.
I think it's the light.
It is the lights. He got blinded by the blue. All right, man. Unfortunately, at this time, you are under arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol. You'll be able to call from the jail. We can't. Once you're in custody, you can't really make phone calls, though. Oh, you know what? We should call. You do live on.
Right? I live literally right down the road.
All right,
so you come get my car?
Can she come get? Will she come get your car?
Yeah.
All right.
Once you get in the back, I'll get your phone and we get dialed.
Yeah, the car.
I got you. Once we get you in the car, after we're all situated, I'll get your phone and we get.
Go ahead and face my vehicle for me. You gonna go ahead and do a pat down on it. Is this your phone?
Yeah, that's one of them.
One of them? Okay. 312, I have one male 1015.
There's just a whole bunch of condoms. That doesn't get another club.
You have a whole bunch of condoms in there? Jesus. You weren't kidding, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was free, so I was like...
Free condoms, might as well get them while you can, right? Because them things are expensive.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of condoms.
And they glow in the dark. What?
Can't be good for your dick.
That cannot be good for your dick. Yeah. That's a lot of condoms. He said they were just handing out free condoms at the club, so he was like, yeah.
Because you're in dark clothes.
All right, go ahead and take a seat, and then I got to read something to you, all right?
All right.
The state of Georgia has conditioned your privilege to drive upon the highways of the state upon your submission to state-administered chemical tests of your blood, breath, urine, or other bodily substances for the purpose of determining if you are under the influence of alcohol or drugs. If you refuse this testing, hold on, here. If you refuse this testing, your Georgia driver's license or privilege to drive on the highways of the state will be suspended for a minimum period of 1 year. Your refusal to submit to blood or urine testing may be offered into evidence against you at trial. If you submit to testing and the results indicate an alcohol concentration of 0.08 grams or more, your Georgia driver's license or privilege to drive on the highways of the state may be suspended for a minimum period of 1 year. After first submitting to the requested state tests, you are entitled to additional chemical tests of your blood, breath, urine, or other bodily substances at your own expense and from qualified personnel of your own choosing. Will you submit to the state-administered chemical test of your breath?
1752,
Okay.
1752, Black Georgia.
Devontae going to jail. Devontae done went to jail, y'all. I just can't. I can believe it, but I can't believe it. I'm like, damn. If it ain't another thing, it's another thing. Like how you end up in jail. Like I never thought. But it's kind of funny. But right now I gotta be serious because he's serious about it. Like, you know, it can jeopardize his work. He driving Uber and all that stuff. So, you know, I just got my fingers crossed that this all work out for him.
Finally, he drinks and drives all the time. So, you know, there's reparations that comes with adult fun. So it was gonna happen eventually. I told him thousands of times, just take an Uber, but he just won't do it. So thankfully he didn't hurt anyone. Him going to jail, you know, we all pay our consequences to the things we want to do. So it's a part of life, it happens.
All right. Hey.
Hey, Boo.
How you doing?
Good.
You slimming on down?
Well, thank you.
Look at you.
Well, look at you, Jailbird. I was just playing.
Why would you say that?
Because you fresh out.
That's
you
not
smell
cool.
like fresh meat.
Well, I mean, it was the worst and funniest day of my life. I have never seen no funny shit in my life. Like being in jail was so funny in that moment for like maybe 6 hours. Like I heard so many stories about why people got in jail. I heard the first time I ever heard the term junkie hoe. It was just so much shit going on.
So look, y'all, Devontae was so excited at first. He called like, oh my God, I met all these characters. I'ma write my next movie. The Lord made me go to jail so I could get my film idea. Like, what the, you know what I'm saying? This is the man that we talking about. The man in the mirror is a creative. Like he took that whole situation and turned it into like a production.
We had the meth heads in there. Like I'm gonna make a movie about this shit. Like I was so mad. I was like, I wish I had my phone so I could start taking notes. But it was hilarious as fuck. But about 6 o'clock that morning, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I can't wait to get out of here. Can't wait to get out of here. But I mean, I made it. It was funny. I would never go back. But yeah.
And then end up getting cast on his first film to go sit in the same damn jail cell where all these ideas and storyline came to him. So initially, he thought it was like wonderful, it was fun, it was great. He learned about crack holes or some shit that he told me about. That you know what I'm saying? People was arguing about the food was nasty. He had a lot of funny stories, but I feel like after that, the reality did kick in and the shit wasn't funny no more.
So I know you just got married, you had your bridal shower and everything, so I got you something.
What? You ain't shit. Devontae, you really that
Just in case, you know, if you ever have some slip-ups, then you gonna have you one already ready.
He always want to be so fucking funny. Everybody want to put a baby in my uterus. But the pregnancy test, the gag is, he don't want me to get pregnant because he know we gotta work, and he not right now, later on in life. But it was a cute little gesture, really cute. You be working, baby.
Hey, I'm
If
tired.
I just got out of jail, I'd be asleep.
Well, not only the jail part, but I went to jail. My uncle died. My granddaddy died.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, and I'm joking. I'm sitting up.
no, it's fine. But it's just like every time I go through some type of depression or finding myself to be back on track, something else will happen, something else will happen, something else will happen. But what I'm understanding is what God is trying to get me to understand is that no matter where you at in your life, it's always going to be something. And you got to know how to deal with whatever I throw at you or whatever comes your way and still continue to make your purpose in life.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
if not, let's go all the way back. My mama got sick. My dad had a stroke. That was, it's just like my grandmother's house situation. So it's just like it's always something.
Yeah.
So, but
it's always gonna be something,
It's always gonna be something. But I just, if I didn't have this whole jail situation, I have to get a lawyer. That's $3,500 to $5,000. I supposed to start filming a show with DJ about the actors or whatever. About the putting together this music group.
Good, how are you?
Good. Have a seat.
Yes, talk to me.
All right. So the main reason I brought you out, because I know I was telling you about the show that I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. And like I say, when you was giving Trey the business last season.
Oh, hell.
You weren't giving the business, but you was talking real stuff, music. And I think it'd be good, for you to come on and help, on the show, whatever. Producer credit.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so this is what it is. So you'll be a producer. Mm-hmm. On the Way Up, supposed to be starting in January. It was supposed to start in November, December, but I had to push all that back. I'm sorry.
No, you good. I just
go
want
put me some more, because look, I'm getting emotional already. You already know I'm always crying.
You know how you just be talking?
Just be talking. It's, and people at home be talking shit too.
Yeah, you probably, and you say stuff, but then it's just blown out of proportion. It just make you realize, you can't be filtered all the time,
That's
but
true.
It's crazy that they deal with a lot going through that reality. Just look at me and Trey, what happened, and it was spent out of, but you had to address it because it was said. But it's crazy. I don't see how y'all do it.
Well, I ain't on season 3.
You ain't gonna be on season 3?
No, I ain't gonna be on season 3. I don't think that I want your part to show anymore.
I feel like is a great executive decision because I feel like he's a better producer than cast member. He can properly produce On the Way Up as he see fits. Him being on there and developing relationships with most of the cast members, it caused him to shy away from being the great producer that I, myself, and Jalita knows that he can be. And that's because he's truly a loving person. He doesn't want anybody to look away on camera. But sometimes I feel like, just like he's doing with this show, Man in the Mirror, it gives him a chance to look back and reflect on who he is and things he can change. So I feel like him being honest, not being a messy producer, just being honest and showing them in the true light that they are in. And it allows them to, do a reality check on themselves, just like he's doing with this show. So how you feeling now that the office and the lab closed and G kind of doing her thing and then you kind of doing your thing?
I feel like it was needed, it was necessary, because I was just going. But I do miss being at the office with G, even though she was barely there, but I do miss that. It was like losing a friend. Not G, but the office. Because, I would literally wake up every day and go there, And so now, like, I haven't, to be honest with you, I think I used my computer desktop maybe 4 times since.
And y'all moved out when?
I think in July.
Yes,
yeah. So, I've been doing a lot of movie extra work, stuff for Tyler Perry. So that really has been keeping my spirits up and, like, motivating me to, like, just keep going, because, like, being like Tyler Perry is like from here to here in directing, like that was very, like motivating, if he can do it, I can do it. Being on his property and then like being on a big movie that I can't name right now because they put it all in the contract.
Yeah.
But just really just been out there just working. I got 2 more next week.
And you got DeMondre working.
DeMondre's been doing it. He did Till. DeMondre got this role of being an extra in the Emmett Till movie. And I thought it was very important for him to be a part of this movie because it's a part of history. And just to see him, his eyes light up as we go through the Tyler Perry gate. You want to make a real movie set already? Okay, 5, gotta go to 4. What 13-year-old child get this opportunity? So I always knew when DeMondre was 2 years old that I was gonna have him do something in film. That's something that I was doing, and I seen that he a character. Like y'all don't see DeMondre that we see. DeMondre is funny as hell.
Now you're grounded for the rest of the school year.
You cannot do that.
I can, and I just did.
You know my room, Dad.
Hey!
I said you're not my room, Dad.
And most of the time, most people when they see DeMondre, he's very laid back, very quiet, but he's funny. He's funny. So I can't wait to keep giving him these opportunities so he can, do what he loves doing. Just really just trying to just find my purpose. I think I do want to do more acting stuff. I'm not trying to be a Denzel Washington, but I can settle for T.I. Come in and out. I can do a little T.I. tip,
I want to be like you, Uncle Frank.
There you
One
go.
line.
There you go. So really just following all my dreams and just making sure I continue to stay positive. I've been listening to a book called Millionaire Mindset.
Yes, I've been listening to it. Since you sent it to me, I've been listening to it.
Yes, and it's just really just open your mind up about, stuff that's in your DNA that you have to fight constantly every day. The way my parents handle money, the way my parents did things, really fighting that way of doing things the way that a different way to get a different result. Because
people look at generational curses as if they're like, I don't think they look at generational curses as financial. They look at more of like, abuse and things like that. But you never think my finances are also it's generational habits.
Yeah.
Like what you saw your grandma do, your mama doing, because my favorite part of the book was when he asked his wife why you cut the ham bone off, and she was like, my mama do it. And he asked the mama, he was like, mother-in-law, why you cut the ham bone? He was like, well, I don't know, my mama did it. Then he called grandma and said, well, why you cut the ham bone?
Well, because the skillet wasn't big enough.
It wasn't big enough. And now you sitting there with a big enough skillet and you still cutting meat off the sides. And you don't even know why. So I think it's real important for us to tackle generational,
everything.
I don't like to say curses,
it's not really
but
curses,
generational habits.
Come on, sister.
Yes, little wine might got me preaching.
No, come on.
I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I've watched Devontae evolve into a mastermind. Like, you seen somebody who had this idea of just what he wanted to see. Like, it was just the idea, it was on paper, and he told it to me, and I was like, okay, I see it. But I'm not gonna lie, it was so many times, if the man would have said, I can't do this no more, I give up, I would have been like, you got every right. But to see him like, no, I'm not giving up, I'm gonna get a camera, it's just me, you hold my phone, whatever. It was like by any means necessary. So I see him elevate every project. Every project he's put out there, he elevates every season. Losing his hard drive, now he's like, I need 6 hard drives. Like, he's very business minded. And just to see how he runs his organization, his production company, everything about him, it just, you can see the evolution in him and how big he's gonna be. He keeps me on track, you know, with everything I've got going on. Sometimes where I'm a little lazy and I'm a little lax, he like, Des, don't forget you going on this shoot, you know, you need some release forms, where I just wanna do shit on the fly sometimes. He keeps me like structured, and I appreciate him for that. And I know that's because he's evolved in his productions and his business.
The function of your kidney is not normal.
She's coming back. She's coming back.
What's going on?
Oh, well, getting ready for work. What's going on?
Nothing, on my way to this lawyer's office. A little nervous, scared.
Oh, today is the viewing of the video.
The viewing of the video.
Viewing of the video. Okay. You going by yourself?
Yep, well, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
This is crazy. I took so much pride of not ever going to jail, and I can't believe I went to jail and I got to deal with this BS.
You want a cookie?
See, you get up. I hate you.
I go to jail all the time, but
well, not me. I don't go to jail, and I got a lot of shit to do. I got a lot of, you know how this is costing me a lot of money. Like, I could have paid for a trap, could have did a lot of stuff with all this money I'm paying this lawyer, and I don't know, like, will I still have to pay? Will I still have to pay, like, for the tickets, even if they do get me off? And then I know one lawyer I talked to, he was saying that I was gonna have to, go to all these classes and stuff. You know, you got to pay for that, drug test, ain't nobody got time for all that.
You know, there's always a cost to whatever journey you got, whether it's this or whether it's that. So let's consider the cost of the journey that you're on, one way or the other.
Well, I want a refund.
What matters the most is the mindset that you have going into it. So going to the attorney's office today is just to view a moment in time. And what you do after this moment is really what matters. Those are the things that predict how far, how deep, how quick you'll be able to achieve all these goals you have with film and anything else. Fuck the money you spend. It's all in the mindset.
Well, you could say fuck the money because that you got thousands of dollars in the bank. As of now, I don't have nothing, so.
But when you've had money in the bank, it was because of a mindset.
Well, I guess you're right.
So you need to give yourself an out. So this is the mindset. So just handle this like you have everything else. Bitch and crying, but being productive in the process.
Right.
I'll talk to you later. We'll go to TX at some point.
Hey, That was quick. Run it.
Yeah, so they just show the footage and that's it?
He looking at the videos. He was like, man, this is bullshit. He was like, you didn't even cross the line. And he was like, even watching me do all the tests, the only part that I really messed up on, I know when I almost like, not failed, but I had on flip-flops, and he was like, they didn't supposed to have me do all the tests in front of the blue lights, because the blue lights was flashing in my face. We was on the hill. He was like, if he got to get the station when I blowed in the thing, when I got took it in, as long as that on the point 0.8, which I hope is still a 0.4, he's gonna get the whole case thrown out.
Okay.
So
I mean, that goes to claim, right?
Huh?
That's the direction.
Yeah, that's the direction I want to go. Because if the case get thrown out, that means I don't have to pay out the extra money I was just complaining about.
Tonight I'm gonna feel alive, and no one won't be acting nice. So baby, go and start a fight. I'm in love with the city lights.
The photo shoot.
I think it's going good. I'm always nervous about taking pictures because I'm so weird and crazy. But so, what's going on with you though?
Nothing, just regular life, you know.
Devontae, it is never just regular life with Devontae.
I just paid for my lawyer $3,500.
Where do you get the money from?
Well, I'm on a payment plan.
You know
I had to put $1,000 down.
Well, that was good. You had $1,000 to put down.
Well, you know.
Do you have a court date already?
Well, they waived that court date because that was like the first court date, so I don't have an official court date yet.
Okay.
So I gotta get all that done. And
So that's gonna be taken care of.
Yeah.
How's work been?
Work it's been making money, but I've been ready to quit every day.
Yeah,
Like
but,
not quit, like walk out, like you know.
yeah, but it's encouraging. It'll keep you motivated for the bigger picture, for what you actually was put on the earth to do,
Yeah.
which is create. So
Yeah. And also just being on set, like the, you know, I've been doing
oh
extra
yeah,
work.
you've been doing some extra work, so you like a celebrity now, right? Don't look at me like that. You don't want to be like, child, I just seen Tyler Perry. So what's, you know, it sounds like you.
I don't be doing all of that.
Yes, you do on the phone. Yes, I know you be doing
You are
that.
sick.
No, you are sick. I already know you be doing all that shenanigans. So
Yeah, but
when
just
is your
really
next
tomorrow. I'm going back to
tomorrow.
jail. The jail that and it's so funny that the jail that I went to jail in is the jail that we shooting the scene at.
That's crazy. That's like a premonition.
It is.
Well,
So.
at least you was familiar with the set before you got
Oh, the shade is real.
Did you meet some friends? Did you see
Morris
some people
there?
that you
Morris.
Oh, he there? He was filming with you?
Yeah, he's filming with
I'm talking about when you got locked up. Was any of them people still there when you got there filming?
You know,
You said you made some friends?
they keep the prisoners away.
You gotta have some money to get them and keep them prisoners
Yeah,
away.
because they got like four.
Who films this?
It's called Staircase.
So, I just wanted to say that I am always gonna be one of Devontae's biggest fans. Like, yes, he gets on my nerves. Yes, he can be like an attention whore. But at the same time, his heart is in the right place. He's very creative and passionate and ambitious. So I'm rooting for you, Devontae. You got this, buddy.
After your photo shoot, I want you to film me. I want to create a speech to try to get people to help me raise money for Trap. Okay. So I really want to get the film out. It's a great film.
It's a really great story. I love Trap.
But I want to reshoot the whole thing and possibly.
The whole thing?
If we get the money, because I want to use a different camera. And
I thought she was about to say I want to use a different cast.
Well, I was getting to that, and then I want to recast it too.
That's a good idea.
Because I need to make sure that everybody mesh together.
And that's what you want.
And then
you know.
when I want to give them the option to bow peacefully out here because it's been 3 years now.
Has it been that long?
2 years, 2018.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be 3 years next year.
Whatever you need, you know I support you.
Well, I will. You could be the first. Well, I don't know. Whatever position you want, because we hire people to do stuff we don't want to do.
Okay. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm
proud of
happy
you
for
too.
And I'm looking forward to helping you
Yes.
grow and work on projects.
And go change so we can do this last shoot.
Yay!
Hello, gotta put some deep, because I sound a little soft in the beginning. Let me see.
Action.
Hello, everybody. I'm a filmmaker here in Atlanta. I'm currently working on a trap.
Ooh-wee. Every time Devontae has to do a speech, get recorded, even if he write it down, memorize it, tape it to the camera, that motherfucker cannot get it together.
Hello, everybody. My name is Devontae McKinney. I'm a filmmaker here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm currently working on a... Jaleel, I was doing good too. You was about to laugh.
Why are you looking at me?
I was looking at the camera. Maybe you could go. Can you go? Yeah, there we go. Trap is a film that shows. What is Trap, y'all?
Is this the first question? You supposed to say everything at once?
He couldn't even listen, y'all. He was like, my name is Devontae McKinney. Oh, that's not my name. I'm D. Lamont. Oh, wait. I'm Devontae Lamont. So it's like, he don't even know who the fuck he is. So, you know what I mean? But it's typical Devontae.
To overcome.
This ain't gonna be no good video. Nobody gonna want to give me no money.
Hush, though. If you acting like that, they won't. So don't do that.
Did she just
I did. Come on.
Jaleel. Okay. But that money would go towards the equipment, the crew.
Location.
He's just sometimes nervous in front of the camera when it's scripted, but I still think it was a great idea that he had, and he did go ahead and make the fundraiser for Trapped. So if you're out there and you want to donate to the GoFundMe, what was it, the Indiegogo? Anyway, I feel like Devontae, it all happens in due time. Sometimes you just need to be comfortable. Maybe he should have had a couple drinks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Devontae Lamont. I'm a filmmaker here in Atlanta, Georgia. When he changed up the lines, you got to change it on the script so we can make sure we continue to say the same thing.
Yeah, that's neat.
So if you want to get a rundown, if you want to stand over there. I'm currently working on a project called Trap. It's a short film that I wrote in 2014.
I had just found out I was pregnant with Gavin only a couple months after having a miscarriage. I was so angry that I was pregnant again.
Trap is a film that addresses childhood trauma and mental health issues.
My mother died that day. July 27, 1985. So the only reason why Gavin is alive is because my mother died.
I want to make this film because I want to show the importance of getting the help that you need when you are still dealing with issues from the past or any issues that you may be experiencing now. Just want to show the importance of getting help, professional help.
I'm good already until Mr. Carson preacher. You want to strike it right there? Okay.
All right, guys. The amount that I'm trying to raise is $7,000. That money will go towards locations, equipment, the crew, food, costumes, all the things that goes into production. And anything that you can give would be greatly appreciated. And I can't wait till you guys see this film. It's a great masterpiece that I created myself. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys.
Now, Sharon, can we start with the beginning of your relationship with Michael?
I had just found out I was pregnant with Gavin.
I haven't talked to Michael in years, and my mom and I don't have the best relationship.
To be honest, my plan was to get an abortion.
I failed him. I was trapped, Mr. Carson. I was still trapped.
Son, I didn't know Sean did those things to you.
You see, my mother, she was real evil. We would go to her room asking for something to eat. She was saying, till David comes back, I don't give a fuck how you eat.
Have a woman who loves me. But I can't love her the way she needs to be loved because I'm empty. I don't feel nothing.
No, listen to me. Just give them a chance and hear their side. Try to understand things from their point of view.
Welcome to Late Night at the Lab, where we talk about love, sex, and relationships. We are here on WTT Radio every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
So we started this Late Night at the Lab as an idea when we worked together in the office. And we did one webcast, like a live video. It's kind of like a promotional episode, which we had fun. But then we moved out of the office. So the idea was still there, but kind of the space wasn't. So we had put it on the back burner.
Did it go to focus? Yes. Sorry, you guys, about that.
We're learning. This is our first time doing live YouTube broadcast.
Yeah.
So we appreciate your patience. And
Sorry about the blurry.
Once we come back,
Okay. Y'all, since I was 12 years old, I always wanted to work at a radio station. So what y'all don't know is that when I was between 11 and 12, I was trying to find a job. I always used to call the radio station every year, try to get an internship or whatever. And it was always like a dream of mine to be on the radio, not necessarily to talk or whatever. I just wanted to be on the radio, like whatever.
So he met somebody that was interested in the idea. He showed him a little bit of the video from when we did it the first time, and they wanted to talk to us. So I feel like we talked to the person the next day, and 3 days later we were on the air on an actual radio station that I had gone to school for over 20 years ago to be in radio, never had the opportunity. So thank you, Devontae, for making that happen. That was definitely one of my dreams, and he made it happen. Devontae, he makes shit shake.
I'm on the radio, yes. So Devontae and Jalita have invited me to be a part of the show, and I have came and talked to Sub, and I tell you all the time, like, I'm their biggest fan. So if they approach me with an idea and I know like that everything on the line for them, I feel like I'm the little sister that's got to bring the deal home.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, but I want this.
Right.
So we're gonna put it all on the men. We'll play both sides.
So are y'all talking about poly or swinging? Because the poly is emotional and you have relationships.
But it is. But for this opportunity to land in my lap, it felt like another one of my dreams come true.
Have you had sex with a woman before?
I knew that question was gonna happen.
I said that, but we talking about this. Have you had sex with women before?
It's coming up.
It ain't happening. It's on my agenda. It's on my to-do list.
But I mean, that's fine. You know, this is what you do.
So I'm exploring that. I have a few options right now.
I can't believe he about to talk about his sexuality on this radio station. But I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he did it because this is another point I feel like that's gonna free him. You know, this is a layer that he needs to peel off because it's a part of him. He is what he calls a straight curious man. It's a part of his lifestyle, and he shouldn't be ashamed of it and shouldn't be made feel ashamed of it. And I feel like he, just explore it, talk about it a little bit, and to see him open up just a little bit about it, even though he was forced. We gonna put that out there. He was brave, and I'm proud of him. Very proud of him for that.
So my intentions was never to talk about my sexuality on the radio show, but it's just like, you talking about love, sex, and relationships. How can you not talk about your sexuality? The reason why I haven't publicly spoke about my sexuality is because of my nephew. He's like my son. I don't want anything that I have done or anything that I do to affect him in a negative way. We live in a world now where kids can be very cruel. I don't want him to be bullied about something the lifestyle that I live.
You've never had sex with a woman. How do you know if you don't?
Well,
how do you know if you're gay?
If your wood don't work, we can see.
Well, people ask that question all the time. Why would you? So do you consider yourself gay, right?
I don't know what
I want to share a story.
Go with you. Go ahead.
Devontae being open about his sexuality on the radio, which I know he was totally caught off guard. That was not his plan, but I feel so good for him because it's like, to me, it should be like a relief. You know what I mean? I've asked him before, like, are you ashamed of your sexuality? Well, no, but I feel like if you've had to hide for so long, when you finally do openly come out, there's a fear there, you know what I mean? About if you're being accepted, being judged, how people gonna think, like what my mama really gonna say. But I mean, I feel like it was good for him. So hopefully he feels good about it because it was long overdue.
So we're doing a segment on sexual assault for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And I chose to talk about a situation that happened to me in my early 20s. Met somebody, I was talking to my friend Asia. It was like 9 o'clock. She was like, well, you should go meet him. And I was like, I don't know, because they probably just want to have sex. And then she's like, just go. So I get there, they're a lawyer. They live in this nice condo downtown. They was sloppy drunk. And I'm like, okay, I should just leave. But I go in anyway. And then they immediately just like tried to do something. I'm like, hold on, let's talk. And then it just kind of went there. And then I was like, can you stop? They would not let me leave their house until the next day. And then they did it again. And then at that point, like kind of like what Julita said, I just kind of gave up because it's like, how do I get out this situation? Is anybody going to believe me?
Because why'd you go over there at 9 o'clock at night?
As soon as it happened, I called Nasia. I was like, this happened to me. Even with that situation, it made me like ask myself or question myself, like, what is it that you're doing to make people think it's okay for them to do things to you or continue to do stuff when you say no? If I say stop, why are you not stopping? And then the biggest thing is when it happens, you get mad at me and make me feel like I'm worthless piece of shit. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's the most hurtful part about it, is that after you did what you have done to me, and then you making me feel like I'm a piece of shit. Don't look at me. Don't do this like that. And it really messes with you throughout your whole life. I was scared, but not scared. It was just weird. And I did think about even calling the police once I, was able to leave. And then I was like, nobody would believe me. This person was a lawyer. And they're gonna be like, well, you went down there, And I want to take time to like kind of notice this. Like, all three of us have all been sexually abused, assaulted. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, thank you guys for coming out. How y'all doing today?
Doing good. Of course.
Good.
No problem. It's your birthday. We got to celebrate.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's true.
I had COVID.
I know.
You had a lot going on.
I have. So the reason why I wanted to bring you out to lunch is because I just want to take a moment to reflect on this journey that I've been going through, the things that I have been realizing about myself. And I know you guys both in Asia plays a very what's the word I'm looking for? Significant. Yeah, there we go. Important role in this journey, especially from the 2 times that I thought about committing suicide and up until now, and things that I've been going through. So I just want to just reflect on that a little bit and just talk about some of the things that I've realized and just kind of get y'all perspective on things and go from there. So, like, one thing I realized, I'm not a good friend as I thought I was. Like, maybe I do the flaws that I thought I didn't have, they are flaws, or like, especially watching back on the way up.
You've got to stop this. You have got to stop this.
Please, because I'm not doing it. So you throwing my stuff at me? That is so disrespectful.
That motherfucking ass didn't come. So fuck that shit. No. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. All you do is talk about Trey. Trey. It's a lot of the way that I acted, it could have been avoided. But I thought in that moment, and we have had several conversations, I thought I was right. But when you go back and look at it, Trey. I don't have to act like a 2-year-old child.
Maybe it's just learning boundaries for yourself and other people.
Yeah. And that will go into the conversation that we actually had earlier, like even being in a relationship with anybody. I feel like I'm a good person, but sometimes I feel like I maybe can be emotionally emotional and what's the word I used earlier? Mentally abusive and not knowing it. Or I may not be physically abusive to anybody in a relationship or any situationship, but it's almost like a game. But it's not like I'm playing the game on purpose, it's just, I just do what I want to do. But it's like now, you know, because I went from being a kid who grew up in a household to where I really felt like I didn't belong there. Not that, I always felt different. It didn't have anything to do with my parents, anything to do with my brothers and sisters. I just felt like I used to think that I was adopted. Because I'm just like, I just did not feel
supported.
Not necessarily supported, I was just like that kid that was quiet. Even now, like I tell you, the majority of the time, like I feel like I just want to be by myself. But it's been like that ever since I was a child. Like, so just realizing who I am and accepting who I am and just taking it all in and just trying to really just be a better person. Like that's really what I'm trying to do. You know, like, and I don't have any kids, but if I don't do it for myself, I have to do it for my nephews and nieces, and you know, it's not necessarily about me anymore, because you know they look up to me. So, but yeah.
First of all, I commend you for that, because everybody can't do that. You have people 60, 70 years old and say, oh, those are my ways and that's just who I am, and they'll continue to hurt people and not really reflect on why they're doing the things they're doing. They just have made an excuse to make it okay. And you within yourself have said, no, I need to look back and see how I can assess where I may or could have been wrong in the situation and see what I can do to change it. Everybody can't do that. Right. So that's the first step. Right. And you did that. So, and you're gonna continue to grow day by day and get better and better, because you realize, okay, all right, I know sometimes, like Mike was saying, boundaries. Okay, I'm going over to this side, so let me step back or walk away. Or I'm gonna go ahead and set this boundary because I know if I go too far, I might not be able to bring it back. Right. So I'm gonna let you know right now as my friend that we might not can have that conversation right now. Right. So knowing those things, they help you maneuver through life. Right. And that's every day. I tell people all the time, we still kids trying to adult.
That's true.
Like those same fits we had as kids, we still have them now. We're just adults. Yeah. We don't get our way. We have a temper tantrum.
Well, you know how I am.
Yeah.
Everything has to go, and I think that's the biggest thing. I just want everything to be perfect. Yeah. Not perfect, but just boom, 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 boom. But what I have noticed, even going into season 3, because now we're filming season 3, you know, everybody was so excited just before you came on about the show, whatever. And I'm just like, it's a lot of work, because at the end of the day, everything falls on me. And that's why we just not really getting started, because I know everything falls on me. Just like, for an example, not nothing bad, but like, I've been doing a lot of shoots by myself. Even the first shoot we did, you just came on. You wasn't even playing, wasn't planning to come. It was just me and Gary. So normally, the old Devontae would have got frustrated, would have been like, let's cancel this shit, but I was like, we cool, let's work it.
And you see, within that, you see how things maneuver when you calm down and say, you know what, I'm gonna just take it at face value and it is what it is. God send you help. Yep. When you just calm down, he'll send you peace in the storm. A lot of people don't realize that, but like, sometimes it just takes for you to just be like, I can't control everything. Just let it go. And then look, I popped up. I wasn't expecting to help either, but I was glad to be there. And I'm glad that even in that you saw a lesson. And I'm glad I was able to be a part of it, because, honey, sometimes I need to think about stuff like that, because we just think it's got to be perfect. It's got to be this way. It's got to be that way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be. Sometimes just take it for what it is and keep striving for it and do the best you can.
And you're having an experience that you've asked for, that you've gone to school to obtain. And there's a certain level of accountability to hold that weight.
And another thing that Mike Ross have been saying to me for a long time, and maybe you can, elaborate. I'm a very judgmental person, and I think I told you that too. And I didn't realize that. And I feel like my family is a judgmental, sometimes can be very judgmental, not knowing it. And I feel like I fall under that category as well. But Michael have always said, like I would say something about somebody and he would say, you don't like that because you see that in yourself. And that goes with a lot of things, like even with the show. There's a lot of things that I see and I feel uncomfortable because it's just like, okay, that's a part of me, or that's that. Or I may not like certain things, but it's just like, it's a reflection of myself. So I don't want to see it. So I can be judgmental. So yeah, I don't know if you want to piggyback.
It's just a part of the journey. Like everything that you may get upset with someone else on the cast, or you've been there.
Yeah.
And now you get to observe them live their life and learn also, because you don't have the answers. Like you have the vision, but sometimes the faith is rocky. So you just have to say it better. You know, you're not necessarily an asshole. You may not have the skill, you may not just have the skill sets to communicate correctly. You may not be passive aggressive. You may not have the skill sets to manage a staff of people who are going in 5 different ways, because you've not done it before. This is still, I would assume, infancy in this industry. You're creating your craft with living beings. So this is just how it goes. So how are you feeling emotionally? I know I didn't necessarily see the post, but you were thinking about self-harm at one time, or just extremely frustrated and overwhelmed.
Yeah, I'm good. I realized the first time my sister stopped me. I ain't gonna say she stopped me, but she sent a message. It's like she knew that something was wrong, because I never, up until this moment, I haven't thought, I'm gonna be 100% open. When I was 12 years old, I thought about killing myself. I grabbed all the pills out the bottle. My parents had left, and I was on the counter, and I was just crying. And it was because of something very small, but as a child, I've been through a lot of trauma, and so I was like, I'm just gonna take my life and be done. But this time, the first time, I just felt very down, you know? It's like sometimes I go up and down, and when I feel down, I don't really see the light, you know? I didn't see the light. But I got through that part, and then the second time, I just felt empty. I'm just a serious question. Have you guys ever felt like empty to where like you kind of, I don't want to use the word blank out, but you don't really care about nothing?
I used to, but I see that like with my kids, they say, thank you, mama, I love you. You know, they just motivate me. And if I give up, then they have nothing.
Never really felt like giving up, I would say. I've been through some tough times and then had challenges, and it made me feel as if I wanted to just, I don't know, I know not give up, but the feeling that I had inside is like, I don't want to do nothing no more. I just want to sit here and try to figure out if I can figure things out. It just make you feel so down, and really try to figure out how can you move forward in life.
I could say when I was younger, that's the only time I can remember I felt like giving up on life despite what I've been through. The only thing that kept me motivated was I was scared to kill myself, so I can't take my own life.
My sister, for most, and Nana. Because it's been plenty of times, I'm not gonna lie, that I thought about it, and it just, when I look at them two together, it just, I just can't come to the realization of leaving them with the hurt that I've been feeling.
I think everyone goes through ifs and buts and should have been and I wish I could have in life. I'm not saying I'm not a believer in suicide. I've never felt suicidal, but I've had terrible moments in life. And I've known people who have killed themselves. But I just feel personally, sometimes it's not about killing yourself. It's about not wanting, or it's about wanting the problem or issues to die. Because we are the closest thing to God that we have, this vessel that we're in. So why would you want to kill the vessel, right? It's almost unconscionable to do that. But we do want to kill the problems that we have. But if we don't have proper communication skills, those who love us in our life, that know how to communicate with us, or even us knowing how to communicate with them, we don't know how to express this problem that's outside of me is making me want to give up the total sum of my existence. So I don't have any suggestions. I'm not a licensed therapist or counselor. It's just my lived experience again is sometimes we don't want to kill ourselves, harm ourselves. We don't want to overeat. We don't want to put ourselves in precarious situations, overspend. We have internal issues that haven't been expressed fully. We may not have the vocabulary. And just simply saying, I don't know, can be better than saying, I just want to die. Because even if you're dead and gone, you're then left with these breadcrumbs of trauma for other people to absorb. And if that's something that you can live with, then that's a whole nother conversation.
From the outside looking in, it would seem I have an abundance of overall happiness. But my pain can't always be seen. It's masked. Whether it's an invite to a party or a dinner with close friends, anxiety often rules. The fire within the emotional inner thoughts confessing boldly within me. Almost in unison, these thoughts sparked an emotional dialogue of not feeling safe, self-doubt, and fear, just to speak of a few. This was my reality. Whether you choose counseling or medication, it really doesn't matter, but you must choose. Anxiety doesn't have to rule your every move, and it definitely doesn't have to control your life.
We're gonna die anyway, so why keep going through this pain that I've been going through, I feel like, since I was a child, or this feeling of feeling like, I feel like I don't fit in nowhere. I feel like in high school, I didn't fit in with the crowd. The only people who I used to hang around with was like girls until I got to like the 11th grade. And then as a kid, I felt like I really didn't want to be around my cousins. And then I feel like I wasn't a good brother because I didn't want to be around my brothers and sisters. Not that I didn't want to be around them, I just felt like I was different. And I felt like I didn't fit in nowhere until I met Nasia.
You were saying that you felt like self-harming yourself several times, and it started when you were younger and it's kind of led up until now.
Yeah.
So how have you learned to cope with things and approach things better? Have you been to counseling or anything?
So I go to counseling twice a month. The thing is, honestly, as long as I'm working on the way up, filming or whatever, I'm good. But it's the moment that stops, it's like I feel empty. Like, and I haven't got over that yet. Like, it's just like the moment that stops, I'm like, I feel empty. I'm not in a relationship. I feel like I'm never gonna find a person that I'm gonna be with. I feel like I'm always gonna be alone. I like being alone, but I don't like being alone. And honestly, it goes into my next thing. Like when I closed my office, that was like my girlfriend. You know, Destiny, I was there more than I was anywhere. And when I closed that, it kind of like it brought on another depression. Not to the point. It was a loss. And then, you know, when Jalita said what she said, like that she felt like a worker, not a business partner, you know, that kind of hurt me a little. Not hurt me because of what she said, but just like, damn, Devontae, here you go again. You got somebody who's here for you and you fucking it up. You know, for an example, when me and you had our little situation a few years ago, me and Asia have our situations. Mike Ross don't give a fuck, no offense. So, and then on top of that, when that happens, I had a friend who quit talking to me for no, I say for no reason, but I still don't know to this day. So it's just like, all that comes on is like, Devontae, so you are the fuck up person. Like here you go again.
Are you approaching a space where you're willing to aggressively question these things? Well, not just question them, but like take action. The same way, I've not heard you use the word accountability, but when it sounds like you're wanting to take more accountability for your actions and your mental state. So not just your cast members, but your whole life. I mean, this is a representation of your soul. So eventually you have to give yourself an out. It can't just be and this, 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 and this. Because your soul is the only thing that you have that's perfect. The person is like your physical body, you have your soul, and then you have God.
Right.
So all you have is your mind, your soul. That's where your creativity comes from. That's where love comes from. That's where, all these things flow from your soul. So all these, I'm just going to use the word excuses because we're challenging it. All these excuses of why you don't have peace, there's a skill set within your soul that needs to happen. So you have to give yourself an out. Rather it's just saying, I'm just going to see what's going to happen. I'm going to have a little more faith in the education I've received at school, or my actions, or I'll always find something wonderful to do, or someone will always show up to help me. Those are the spaces that when you're at peace, when you acknowledge that your soul is at risk, your mind is at risk, you're willing to, for a moment, just say no excuses. A soul that hears from God, that your creativity flows from, the show, the studio, working on your masters, all of that. And there's also a part of you that hears from the Creator. Like the part that says, maybe you're going too far.
Right.
The part that says, this really isn't that big of a deal.
Right.
Like that alternative voice that doesn't judge or put you in a box. And you don't have to ask if you belong there because it's always supportive and it's always consistent. So I hear you talk about accountability, but within your own thinking, what guardrails are you putting yourself in to think in a healthier way? So when it comes to harming yourself, right? What does that mean? How do you steer away from there? What techniques in your brain are you saying, oh, I'm going too far, let me call somebody maybe, or I'm maybe not overwhelmed, I'm just not supported in the moment?
Well, what I have,
does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. What I have from the last time up until now, what I realize is nothing lasts forever. So what I'm feeling, I may feel in my worst, but if I can just get through it, I'll be fine. Because my depression, and I think I told you this before, it normally only lasts for 3 to 4 days. And it's bad. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to see nobody. It's just bad. But it's always been like this ever since I was a kid. I just be depressed for no reason. Or maybe not for no reason. Maybe I do have reasons because trauma or things that I have experienced, but I normally it just goes away. It's almost like.
Do you think it goes away or you just suppress it? You found a way, like you, even in your mind, knowing that, oh, it's 3 or 4 days. So you already telling yourself, I got 3 or 4 days to check out and get over it.
That's what I do every time.
Yep, you telling yourself, so you found a way to give yourself 3 or 4 days to suppress it. So it doesn't go away. And like he was saying, there may be some things you gotta tap into to snap you out of it right then. Like, and you do it a lot. You're doing it a lot now. Like you said that day, when didn't nobody show up to help me shoot, I found peace and I was like, okay, gotta do what I gotta do. Right. So in other times like that, you've gotta learn something, a quick fix. And not a fix, something that's gonna last and you'll learn that, oh, okay, I'm coping with this better and more and more and more and more, and you can face it. And it doesn't become an issue and a problem and a tyrant to your life and your peace of mind and your mental. So I feel like what he's saying is right. And like you going to counseling, that's great for you because there's still some things in your past I feel like you're still struggling with to cope with, and we all are. But what he said. It's excuses, you know? It's excuses because you can dismiss them sometimes and say, well, I can deal with it this day, but well, why not this day? That means that it's been suppressed. You haven't faced the situation head on. You just been continue to suppress it. So you gotta find something to get you out of that state and keep you out of that state.
And it's work. Like honestly, doing this, filming and on the way up, because it gives me, it charges me, but at the same time, it stresses me out. So it's like the battle of stress and not being depressed, because when I'm not doing it, I'm depressed, but when I'm doing it, I'm stressed. So it's like, do you want to be stressed? Do you want to be depressed? Do you want?
But how could you say that better? Because that example, you boxed yourself in. You instantly right there put yourself in a place where there's no hope, no help, nobody cares about me, nobody understands me, nobody can relate to what I'm doing. I'm by myself.
Right.
It's not true. And even if it's true for a day, it's never true longer than that. So how could you say that better? Like the reality of that could be, I feel this way, but what? I feel depressed, but what? I got some rest.
Right.
I got rest that I needed,
right?
I stayed at home. I wasn't running around. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. You know, so there's always a turnaround to what you're experiencing. There's always a benefit in anything that you're going through. So how could you say that better? Out of all you just listed, and I saw in your eye, you went through this whole place of excuses, excuses, excuses. I'm boxing myself in, but I'm going to therapy. Therapy doesn't mean shit if you don't know what's going on the inside of you, because you have to toe that line. So saying things a little softer and a little better and more realistic and more hopeful helps you. So how could you say, I'm either depressed or I'm working? How could you say that better?
I'm following my dreams.
That you've waited how long to do?
Years.
How many years?
Since I was 12.
How much money has it cost you to do this, to learn to do it? How much?
Over $10,000.
Okay, probably more than 80, right?
Oh, you're talking about school.
Just in general, yeah.
200 grand.
Yeah, so $200,000 gets you to this place here. All right, okay, and the equipment over $10,000. The opportunity to even do that for yourself, not just school, but to manifest through working in a growth mindset, to get equipment and to attract and maintain someone like this and anyone else that helps you.
Right.
Okay, so you went to school and you did this and you did that to follow your dreams, and then what? Say it better. What else? You either working or depressed. What else? What? There's more going on in between there.
I don't know.
Well, yes, you do. What you don't. Anytime you say you don't know something, you know the opposite. If you don't want orange, you know you want something.
Right.
So between working and depressed, you're doing right now what you've wanted to do for at least 20 years. And what else? What else?
I don't know.
You got people around you that are willing to show up for you, sometimes for free, right?
Right. I got support.
You have support.
I do.
So in support, that means you are understood sometimes. What does support look like? When you're supporting me or Destiny, anybody, what are you doing for them?
What I'm doing for them?
Yeah.
I'm helping their vision, I guess.
You're helping their vision. Okay, you're believing in them.
Yeah.
What else?
Encouraging them.
You're
to keep
encouraging
going.
them to keep going. All right. So all those things are happening between work and depression.
Right.
You have to think about how you're talking about your gift.
Right.
How you're talking about the show. That's your soul.
Right.
Your soul created this thing, not the people that show up to help you support it. So when you say, oh, this show is stressing me out, oh, this show is da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that's the cost that you showed up for. It's just the fucking cost, just what it is. He needs to have a mental method within himself that doesn't allow him to go back to the problem every time there's a rising solution. So you go to school for all these years, you start a show, find value and appreciation in the show, even with the hard times. Not necessarily going back to the struggle of doing the show. And I mean, that just works with anything, whether you have a relationship, whether you have a dog, girlfriend, boyfriend, a job. It's important for us to give ourselves an out. Nothing external, not even a conversation with someone else, but your internal voice the ability to say, I just, in this moment, even just for 5 moments, I'm not going to think about this. I'm not going to retell this dreadful story that's going to restart another cycle of negativity. And in that pause of stopping, that's when you ask yourself and God, or whatever you call your creator, what's the next best thing for me to do? And sometimes the next best thing is just to shut the fuck up and just do nothing and then just restart the day.
I always say we got to continue to just stay centered as much as we can, because at any day, anything can alter your mood. And that's why I think it's very important that you take Mike Rice's advice and find those just tiny ways to say, okay, in this moment, how can I make it better, or give myself permission to be okay and not necessarily fail, but understand today I'm just having a moment.
Lawyer was able to get the DUI charges thrown away, the talking on the phone charge thrown away. So all I got is that maintain to stay in the line or whatever that charge is, and I just got to pay $300. I did have to pay $100 to do a drug and alcohol evaluation. I'm not an alcoholic and I'm not a drug addict, so we passed that with flying colors. So I'm just grateful. Yeah, it cost me $3,500, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
Better about myself. Life was dust turned to cold. I guess it's your time. You found a diamond in my soul. 'Cause I never thought I had enough. I've been holding back a little love, but you make me smile. I thank you 'cause you make me smile.
I gotta believe, I just gotta make it happen. Have faith in my wildest dreams, freeing me and my family. I choose to smile and be free. 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 No, I gotta believe, I just gotta make it happen. Have faith in my wildest dreams, freeing me and my family. I choose to smile and be free. I choose to smile and be free. I choose to smile and be free. I choose to smile and be free.
Damn, been through a whole lot of shit in my life, okay? But that don't mean I gotta sacrifice to be great. God gave me everything I need, best believe that I'ma stand on my 2 feet and I'ma shine hard, I'ma grind, boy. Why y'all out here lying for just to get it, them likes up? You better find something to fight for. Yeah, we all been there, but we got to make a change. Yeah, we all been there, but I'm the change. I had to look at myself, be true to myself. I ain't ashamed, I had to seek some help. People out here, they judging, never know what others are juggling. Pain, stress, depression. It be that one that say they love you just to test you.
I've been touching all around, you know. I've been searching all around for you, but I finally seen the light. Took me a long time, but I'm glad I finally know the truth. I forgot about the pain I knew. I just wanna give my love to you. 'Cause the mirrors give me no more. I feel strong, I feel well, I feel confident, better about myself. Life was dust, turned to cold. Now it's your time. You found a diamond in my soul. Hey. 'Cause you made me smile.
faith in my wildest dreams, freeing me and my family. I choose to smile and be free. 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 No, I gotta believe, I just gotta make it happen. Have faith in my wildest dreams, freeing me and my family. I choose to smile and be free. 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 I want to make it. I just want, y'all, I just want to make it, y'all. Like, it ain't even about the material things. It's just like the stuff that my family says, and you know, the things that my grandmother went through, and my mother, and I just want to make it. I just want to see my mama smile. I just want to see my mama in her house that she wants. My dad in a car that he wants. Like,
why do you feel like they deserve that?
Because they, no matter what issues I had growing up as a child, my father and my mother have always believed in me, and they have always given me what I need to be successful. And like, what parents do you know that would take out an $80,000 loan for a child? And I haven't, you know, I have to make it. I have to make it. I have to make it, y'all. And this is not, it's not about the money. It's just to show them that y'all believe in me. So let me show you what you believe in. Let me give you something. I know people's like, well, you're already successful. You had a photography studio. You're doing On the Way Up. You're doing all these things, but it's not enough. So that's why I have sleepless nights, and I go as hard as I can, and I get emotional, and I don't really worry about, I don't know, it's just, I just have to make it, y'all.